The Liberal government is extending pandemic-era media subsidies to combat what they describe as a sea of disinformation. Heritage Minister Guilbeault just announced another $12 million for the Special Measures for Journalism program. This is part of the Canada Periodical Fund, first launched in 2020 as a COVID emergency measure. The government tells us that this funding is essential so Canadians can continue to access local and timely information. They claim that it protects democracy and preserves Canadian voices. However, when you look at the numbers, Canadian media looks less like a pillar of democracy and more like a liberal propaganda machine funded by billions of your tax dollars. Since 2020, the Special Measures for Journalism program alone has swallowed over $100 million, and that's just the start. Other initiatives under the Canada Periodical Fund, including aid to publishers, business innovation, and collective initiatives, grabbed nearly $85 million last year alone. The Local Journalism Initiative takes $58.8 million out of your pocket over 3 years, and the Changing Narratives Fund funnels $10 million into outlets serving Indigenous, Black, ethno-religious minorities, people with disabilities, and LGBT communities. Then there's the Canadian Media Fund, supporting original Canadian content across television and digital media. It will gobble up nearly $350 million this year. The Canada Feature Film Fund and the Canada New Media Fund cost taxpayers another $114 million per year, and we're not done. The Online Streaming Act kicks in, taking around $200 million annually from streaming platforms, which the CRTC redistributes to local news outlets and government-approved media productions. Meanwhile, the Online News Act collects another $100 million annually from tech giants like Google, which a government-appointed organization then redistributes to Canadian news outlets that meet the bureaucratic requirements. And of course, the CBC continues to devour about $1.5 billion every single year, pumping out what's essentially left-wing propaganda. All told, the federal government funnels over $2.3 billion taxpayer dollars into Canadian media every year, and yet we're supposed to believe this is about supporting unbiased journalism. Let's be clear, this isn't about truth, it's about control. The Liberals are weaponizing billions in tax dollars to pick winners and losers in journalism. They decide who survives, who thrives, and effectively, who dies, turning public funds into a taxpayer-financed PR engine to propel state-approved narratives. In fact, it's a direct attack on independent media by making survival contingent on playing by Liberal rules. Democracy isn't served when the government decides which stories get told, especially when billions of tax dollars bankroll the operation. It's insane, authoritarian, and fundamentally corrupt. So the Liberals aren't just supporting honest media in a sea of disinformation. They're hijacking it and forcing Canadians to pay for it every step of the way.